Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. This is Altcoin Era. This is your boy Ahmed, and today we're going to look through the crypto markets. So let's begin. Bitcoin drops below 60,000 US dollars as an analyst says zero spot Bitcoin ETF inflows is very normal. Bitcoin price loses crucial support at 60,000 US dollars as inflows to the spot Bitcoin ETF stagnate. Bitcoin price continued its downtrend on April the 17th as the market eagerly awaited the Bitcoin halving event, which is expected to occur on April the 20th. Data from Cointelegraph Market Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin fell from an opening of 63,814 on April the 17th, dropped as much as 7.5% on the intraday low of 59,000 US dollars. As you can see here, we dropped to 59,000 US dollars. Besides the escalating geopolitical conflict in the Middle East, Bitcoin's price correction has recently accelerated due to the stagnating spot ETF demand, a strengthening US dollar, and a weakening technical setup. Well, the technical setup, ladies and gentlemen, is called the Wyckoff distribution. The Wyckoff distribution is used here and is mainly seen in traditional markets. As you can see here, we have the upthrust, and the upthrust is a point where we break resistance, but we do not hold. And then we have a secondary test. Number one is here, number two is here. Then we break down. We can't hold that support and we head back down. And then finally, we get to support. The support is just here at 61,424. We show signs of weakness, we break down, and then we retest resistance. Once that happens, we head back further, down and lower. This, ladies and gentlemen, is called the Wyckoff distribution. The Wyckoff distribution pattern is a chart formation that signifies the distribution phase of an asset, where institutional investors systematically distribute their holdings to unsuspecting market participants. The first stage is the preliminary resistance. It's a period where buying is happening in an upward price movement. Number two is trading range. So for a while, it trades around this range, making buyers and unsuspected buyers believe that that price is going to head up higher. Number three is absorption of buying pressure. During the trading range, institutional investors, distribute their holdings by absorbing the buying pressure from unsuspecting market participants. And number four is the markdown, also known as the breakdown. After the distribution phase is complete, the price typically breaks down below the trading range and begins a markdown period. Here is a better example. You have BC, which is buying climax. Then you have PR, preliminary resistance. Then you have AS, automatic sell-off, UT, upthrust, second test, resistance, support, and signs of weakness. A lot of institutional investors use this pattern. They use it time and time again. It happened in 2021 and they're doing it again in 2024. This is the period in 2021, February 2021. We had the buying pressure, the climax buy. This is it right here. Then we had a moment where we had UT, the upthrust, secondary test. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we fell off a cliff. This is just exactly the same thing. They did this in 2021, and then we had a drawdown, a massive drawdown from here to there. From here all the way to there, we had a 52% drawdown, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this was a massive correction, and then we bounced back up. We actually made a new all-time high. Here is the Bitcoin chart, the 4-hourly chart from February 2021. Remember the peak? Remember the euphoria? Remember what happened? So we have BC here, and then we have UT upthrust. We had the buying climax right here, came back down, tested support, went back up, broke resistance, couldn't hold, and then We couldn't hold. We made a second retest. Number one, first retest, and then the second retest, this red dot. Then what happened? We crashed all the way back down. We crashed all the way back down. From here, we broke support, crashed all the way back down, and ultimately we went down 35%. Well, the rest is history. We know what happened. From here to here, we went down a whopping 54%. Subsequently made a dead cat bounce and then made a new all-time high. Bears have made a resurgence and they've come back into the arena. Powell has also made a statement and he states as follows: recent data shows lack of further progress on inflation, which is correct. Inflation has reared its ugly head once again and has made a resurgence. Unfortunately, this 2% target, which I don't understand why this 2% target is so pivotal for the Fed to uphold. A fun fact about inflation: we never ever in America and in the UK and other central banks, we never had a certain target. We never ever put a number on this target. It wasn't until 2001 where we made a target, which was plucked from the sky and was made 2%. Central bankers in Japan actually made this 2% target. And then for some strange reason, the West followed. We have geopolitical tensions and a situation. Iran has attacked Israel, currently creating a lot of tension in the markets. Often the start of an invasion marks the bottom of a correction. However, a counterstrike from Israel is not fully priced in. If this happens, then markets would likely drop further. We have top 1, top 2, and top 3. This is the BTC chart. We've broken this trend line and we're heading back down. This is a triple top pattern. Decreasing momentum is at the bottom right here, indicating lower highs of the RSI. The neckline has been broken and it has retested this neckline, indicating that we're going to see a substantial pullback. This is the total crypto market. This is the entire market. As you can see here, our expectation is for it to get to 3 trillion. But in reality, we made a falling wedge pattern and we might hit this trend line at around 2.2 trillion US dollars. Big institutions have paused their buying for now. The inflows of the ETF is as low as never before. Our guess, maybe they sense that difficult times may come. The Hong Kong ETF approval news also just led to a short peak that was sold off immediately. However, I don't want you to worry, because right here it states as follows: on any given day, the vast majority of ETFs will have a flow number of 0. This is very normal. There are 3,500 ETFs in the US alone. Yesterday, 2,903 of them had a flow of exactly 0. As you can see on the chart, we're making higher lows after higher lows after higher lows. But bear in mind, this is not a moment to worry or to get scared. This happens in ETFs. Similarly, the stock market is showing a top signal as well, a rounding top signal, and the trend line has broken. As you can see here, this is the red dotted line and it's broken this trend line. We have gone up on a weekly basis consecutively. We've gone up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We've gone up 17 times, ladies and gentlemen, and we've broken the trend line. We need a pullback. This is an indication of a healthy market. Nothing can go up in a straight line and nothing can go down in a straight line. We're going to have ebbs and flows, and the S&P 500 does need a pullback. As you can see in the RSI, we are overbought. So we need to reset. Despite the clear bullish signs such as halvening, new all-time high. ETFs, there are strong buying signals, but in the medium term, we are going to see a correction. Depending on the news flow, this might be more abrupt or more less. BTC dominance is also rising and alts are bleeding. And finally, this is the liquidation heat map in the past 3 months. As you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, we could see a moment where whales start hunting liquidations. And this happens in crypto. This happens in the game. The nearest liquidation zone with the most volume is at 50,000 US dollars. So there is a potential that we might see 53, 55, 56, a correction to this mark. It is possible, ladies and gentlemen, because there is a lot of liquidity and there is a lot of liquidation zones in that area. So I'm not saying the bull market is over, just saying we're calling off, taking a break, and we might see a summer lull. This is the time where people are fearful. People are going to be scared, and the FUD is going to come thick and fast. This is the time where you pull up your socks, you tie up your boots, and you get to work. Do not get scared out of your positions. Do not fall for the FUD. Price action is price action. Yeah? Doesn't matter. One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. Crypto is going to bounce back like never before. BTC price targets currently at $61,189. We're down 4.07%. If this doesn't hold, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a healthy correction and come back down to 57,268 and 55,093. This is a great area to buy. As for now, we've gone down from wick to wick. We've gone down 17%, 1-7. Now, it's not unusual for BTC to go down 30% during a bull market. So brace yourselves. We might see more volatility and more to the downside. Ethereum price targets currently at $3,009.90. We've gone down 2.44%. We are just at support. Now, my next region is at $2,503. Here is the volume profile, and it's just air. If we drop below, then we're going to head down to a possible $2,637. This has the most volume and this has the most confluence. If that doesn't hold, then we're heading down to 2,400 US dollars. We made a correction from peak to peak, from wick to wick, 29%. Now, in a bull market, we can see corrections for Ethereum of up to 50%. Volatility is the price we pay for 10x, 20x, 30x. ADA price targets currently at 45 cents, and we're down 2.31%, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see here, we've gone down from wick all the way to wick, a whopping 51%. This is a great time to buy. These are the times where we buy, ladies and gentlemen. We buy big, fat, red candles. If this doesn't hold, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading back down to 37%. If that doesn't hold, then we're going all the way back to 30%. Me personally, I'm gonna load up the truck if it gets to 30 cents. Solana price targets currently at $135. Now, we've gone down from wick to wick, likewise the same as ADA, and we've gone down 42%. The biggest confluence and the biggest buying pressure, or the biggest area of support, is at $100. 100. This is a great time to buy ADA at $100. I know you wanted to buy ADA. I know you wanted to buy Solana at $200. Some of you even bought at $200. Some of you may have bought at the peak, at the very, very top. This is a time when you DCA down. This is a great opportunity to buy the dip. Me personally, I'm going to load up the truck. and I'm going to buy even more SOL. If it falls off a cliff of $100, I'm buying more. And if we ever get to $61, this is a great time to buy. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we made a healthy, good pullback and a drawdown. We've gone from wick to wick, 42%. BNB price targets currently at $535. We're down 0.48%. I think we're going to consolidate around this area. BNB is really holding up and is really doing well. At the moment, we've gone down from wick to wick. We've gone down 20%. So I think we're just going to consolidate. If it doesn't hold, you can see the volume indicator. If that doesn't hold, we're heading down to this support line. It's just literally thin air. If it doesn't hold $507, we're heading all the way down to $427. If that doesn't hold, then we're gonna head all the way back to $325. AVAX price targets currently at $34.20. We're down 1.58%. We have massive volume in this area. We've broken past it, and now we're consolidating just under resistance. Previous support turned resistance. What we need to do is we need to reclaim this area and make a bounce. If that doesn't happen, we're heading back down to $22. We made a drawdown from wick all the way down to wick 55%. Alts are really bleeding. Now I'm going to tell you some alpha and I'm going to show you something. Let's just say you got stuck in a coin and you want to exit. You want to just leave and you want to exit. You had enough. The best way to exit is not to panic sell. Do not panic sell, ladies and gentlemen. Just wait for a bounce. Once the bounce occurs, for example, goes up, then you sell. Like I said before, and like I said time and time again, nothing goes down in a straight line and nothing goes up in a straight line. The RSI right at the bottom is oversold. We might see a small bounce. Now remember, altcoins are going to bleed. This happens, and this is part and parcel of the game. Remember, volatility is the price we pay for a 10x, 50x, 100x, and even 1000x. I got a bone to pick. Some people are just complaining because we've seen a 70% drawdown, 80% drawdown, even a 90% drawdown. If you cannot handle the volatility, get into something else. Do something else. Because if you're getting 10x's, 20x's, 30x's, and the project goes down or the coin goes down 50%, 60%, 80%, this is part and parcel of the game. But these kind of people will panic sell, be over leveraged, and then complain and have the audacity to say crypto's a scam or this coin is a scam. But you didn't have the patience. You didn't have the patience to stay in this project or stay in a coin. You wanted to get rich quick, and then what happened? You panic sold and you became exit liquidity. These are the times, ladies and gentlemen, where you pull up your socks, you strap your boots, and you get ready because the FUD is about to hit the wall. There was so much FUD in the space, people didn't know what to do. There were moments in my journey where people were literally shit scared. Like literally, they were shit scared. And what happened? They got burnt and they left the industry and they left the scene and they couldn't handle the heat in the kitchen. Now, I'm warning you right now, there's going to be a lot of FUD coming. I don't know when, but in the coming weeks, coming months, coming years, just brace yourself and stay calm, cool, collected. Stick to the plan, stick to the strategy. And remember, never forget, volatility is the price we pay for 1,000x. XRP price targets currently at 49 cents. At the moment, we've hit this trend line multiple times and we are holding it, but it looks very, very weak. It looks like we might head down. My next target is at 35 cents. It's currently down today 0.26%. Polkadot price targets currently at $6.65. We're down 1.33%. As you can see here, this looks like a fake out. We're heading back down and we made a drawback from wick to wick, 52%. It's pivotal that we hold this trend line. If we don't hold this trend line, we're heading back down to the most confluence and the most traded area of this year is at $5.30. Link price targets currently at $13.25. We're down 1.52%. Unfortunately, we couldn't continue the trajectory. We made bull flags off the bull flags. And now we made a drawback from wick to wick, 49%. There is a similarity from every single major altcoin. Every major altcoin has seen a pullback in the past couple of weeks of 50%, some of them 60%, some of them 80%. Now I understand there is pain and people are going to feel the pain, but we haven't hit peak fear. So the next drawdown is at $8.98. So this is a great area to buy, turning previous resistance into support, and hopefully we can make a bounce. If we don't, the next area is going to be this massive area of accumulation. We've accumulated for a long time. From here all the way to here, it's 84 bars, which is 588 days. I don't think we're heading back to this region, to this area, but we could see a retest to confirm that this area is indeed support. Phantom currently at 69 cents and it's down 0.65%. We've made a bounce, a considerable bounce on this trend line for multiple weeks, and likewise we hit this trend line again. Me personally, I think Phantom is going to do very, very well in the coming weeks. It's going to do very well. So this is definitely a buy the dip opportunity. BVM, Bitcoin Virtual Machine, is up 2.62%. In a sea of red, BVM has made a green candle and it's going from strength to strength. As you can see here on the chart, we're making higher highs and higher lows. The volume is increasing and the price action looks healthy. It looks really, really good. Me personally, in the future, I'm going to soon do a video on BVM. If you want to gain some alpha, if you want to have some edge in the market, if you want to join our private members club, here is the pricing. Now we have a silver package, a gold package, and a premium package. We speak about so many topics and so many things. We try to gain an edge in the market, and some of my members have made substantial gains. The rule of thumb in crypto is this: the few sell to the many, and the few also buy from the many. Don't let that go over your head. Back to the program. But as for now, it's doing really well, and we're very close to the local top. BTC dominance currently at 55.14. As you can see here, we wicked all the way up to 57, and now we're heading back down. We might get to 60%. Some people say that this is bad news and alts are gonna bleed. Well, in the contrary, I believe this is great news. If it goes to 60%, guess what happens? Just bear with me. Just bear with me and guess what happens? So we get to 60%. Hypothetically speaking, we get to 60%. Now imagine we get to 60%, and let me show you on the weekly. Imagine what happens to altcoin season. If this is not altcoin season, what we just witnessed, all the mania, the madness, imagine altcoin season, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine how epic altcoin season is. So the higher BTC goes, that's good news for us. That means we're going to have a massive, huge altcoin season. So imagine it gets to 60 and we head all the way back down, all the way back down. So imagine we head to 60 and we come all the way back, and we come all the way back to 33%. We make a huge pullback. And what does that mean for alts? We're going to get the most epic, massive altcoin season of our lives. And finally, we have mint layer. Price targets currently at 35 cents, and we're down 0.76%. We're at a very pivotal area, ladies and gentlemen, and it's at 35 cents. If we don't hold 35 cents, we're heading back down to 27 cents. We made a huge drawback, to be honest. So I think most of the pain is gone. We had a drawback well before BTC had a drawback, well before Ethereum had a drawback, and well before most of the alts had a drawback. We had a drawback from wick to wick of 66%. Now we could see a further downside, and we could head all the way to 62%. And my next target is at 27 cents. If we don't hold 35 cents, we're going to head back down to 27 cents. Now I understand some of you are upset. I understand some of you have got in late, or some of you have seen a massive drawdown. But bear in mind, you DCA. A lot of people come into crypto and they think it's a quick journey. No, you gotta have patience. Like Warren Buffett said, money moves from the impatient to the patient. The stock market moves from the impatient to the patient. We might see a 70% drawdown, an 80% drawdown, a 90% drawdown. But this is the price we pay for volatility. Volatility is the price we pay for 1,000. Why would anyone complain if we had a 70% drawdown, 80% drawdown, but it goes up 10x? Why would anyone in their right mind complain because we get a 70% drawdown, or an 80 or a 90? A 90% draw. You know, a 99% drawdown. Do you know what that means? That means you only lost 10x. You've only lost 10x. And imagine your coin or your project went up 100x. 100x. And it's gone down 99%. That means you only lost 10x. So you only lost 90x. Think about that. Just think about that. We went up from here, 2 cents, all the way up to almost $1, 99 cents, almost $1. We went from 2 cents to 99 cents. We went up a massive 40x, and you're complaining about a 70x, a 70% decline, or a 60% decline. This is the time where you buy. This is the difference between the winners and the losers. That's it for now. This is your boy Ahmed. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, share, comment, all of that good stuff. And wherever you are, good morning, good evening, good night.